Hi, Facebook. Come on in, and we are going to talk about current events and end times. And we're living in peculiar times, and people want to know what's happening. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great Thursday, September the 17th, and we're going to talk about current events. So please share this video, and a lot of us want to know what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what God has put in my heart, and we're going to talk about the end times. And this is going to be kind of a quick video. And I think that a lot of us are wondering what's going on. It seems we feel a little bit uneasy in our spirit because a lot of Christians know that there's things going on and we just don't understand what it is. Hey, Greg. Hey, Ryan. I'm seeing a lot of you guys jump on. And we got to find out what's going on. What's going on? What is God doing? What in the prophetic timetable? What's happening? So, okay, first thing I'm going to talk about. Hey, Christine, a lot of you guys are jumping on. And this video will be posted on my YouTube channel, which is Yes Media on YouTube. Hey, Ralph. And so I share these videos all the time on YouTube for all of you that don't have Facebook or that want to share it with others that don't have Facebook. Hey, Jason. Oh, it's morning wherever you're at. Hey, Ahmad. So we're going to get into it. Today's September 17th. Hey, Karen. Hey, Don Wilkerson. I see you jumping on. So we're going to share about current events. This is very important. And thank you so much. And so today we are still talking about stimulus checks. It is still going on between the Democrats and Republicans. Lots of people out of work. So we have a stimulus checks and package update today. The Democrats and Republicans cannot come to an agreement about what they want to do. They want a $1.5 trillion bill, and they want extension of unemployment benefits. They want more money for PPE, and they also want more money for schools. So they still have not come to an agreement. Speaker Nancy Pelosi of the House, she is ready to make a deal, but they only want 1.5 trillion right now. Trump tweeted today that he wants it higher. So we have a lot of friction going on in the White House right now. We have a lot of problems going on, and that's why Trump signed an executive order for money for FEMA to be transferred to the states, the individual states, and the governors to release the extra $300 per week for people that are out of work. So the new cases of people out of work is, as of today, their data, unemployment data, is 860,000 new filings of unemployment. So that's a little bit less from the week before, which was up in the 900,000, almost 1 million in unemployment filings. So almost every week since the shutdown, we have gotten almost 1 million a week filing in unemployment or for unemployment. I'm setting the stage for you guys. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm setting the stage for you guys. Lots of people are out of work. Lots of people are on furlough. Lots of people have no jobs to go back to. A lot of people are struggling. They are without food. They are without, Trump did sign an incredible executive order that people cannot be evicted. Their mortgages are on hold, and they have a 2% for refinancing for loans, which has really helped a lot of people that cannot pay their mortgages. But come at the end of the year, when that is lifted, there's going to be a lot of people, they're still going to have to pay their mortgages. So they're going to have to come up with the money to pay it. So are we going to have an economic collapse? Are we going to have a crash in the stock market? Are we going to have a crash in the housing sector worse than 2008? These are things we have to look for because these are absolute current events happening right now. So as of today, 36,000 new daily cases of COVID. The CDC, Redfield, who's one of the top officials of the CDC, said that in the middle of 2021, there will be a vaccine that will be available. And Trump said today that he's confused and it will happen quicker. So the CDC and Trump are battling as well. So Trump is pushing the vaccine. A lot of you guys don't want to take the vaccine. I'm not going to take the vaccine. One of the companies that tested the vaccine, it just slipped my mind which one it was. AstraZeneca? I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. Anyway, one of the top companies, they tested the vaccine on a group of people, and one of the guys could not move one of his legs. It was dragging leg syndrome, so he could not move his leg. So they stopped the testing of the vaccine last week, and I'm not sure if they actually restarted the vaccine or not, but they are having different side effects. So we don't really know what kind of side effects the vaccine is going to have in someone's life that has not been tested in 1 year, and 2 years, and 10 years, if it's going to cause cancer, if it's going to cause a tumor, if it's going to cause what happened to this guy that had absolutely no underlying health conditions. He can't move his leg. So AstraZeneca, I think, I forgot the name of the company, but it's one of the top companies here in America. It was all over the news. So that is as of today. The next thing is Friday. Guess what? Israel. This is a big deal because remember, Israel is the fig tree blooming. Israel became a nation in this generation. Jesus said that this generation will not pass away until all these things are fulfilled. So as of this Friday, guess what's happening in Israel? We are, I'm pulling it up right now on my Facebook. We are seeing Israel going to an entire national lockdown. That's what Israel's doing right now. And so what does that mean? That means they're the first country that is going into a lockdown. Tel Aviv, Israel on Friday is to become the first developed country to impose a second nationwide lockdown, as its government struggles to contain a fresh coronavirus outbreak that has hammered the economy and divided the nation. Please share this video. People need to hear this. Israel has one of the worst rates of daily coronavirus infections per capita in the world and warns hospitals risk being overwhelmed ahead of the coming flu season. Over the past 24 hours, Israel has had 2,750 new infections and 38,008 active cases overall. There are 513 in serious condition and 1,108 people have died. Benjamin Netanyahu, which is the Prime Minister of Israel, he said, we want to curb the surge. Okay? He also said we are not going to be able to be together with our extended families, and some are going to see damage to their businesses. Even the UK overseas has reimposed strict limits on gatherings as the threat from the virus persists or worsens. It's coming, you guys. It's coming here. Okay? I know a lot of you guys don't believe in the virus or think it's not as bad as the flu. I know a lot of you guys don't believe in wearing masks. I feel differently. I believe it's a biological weapon of warfare created by China in the Wuhan laboratories that has been released to the world. It's not just about America, but it is the world. This is the coming setting up. This is the precursor to the coming of the Antichrist. Okay, the setting up the stage. The world economy needs to be in an absolute disintegrated, uproar, horrible condition. Okay, for the Antichrist to be worshipped and to come on the scene. This Antichrist is going to solve the world's problems. He's going to solve the problems of the Middle East, and he's going to be worshipped by all the people here on earth. The Bible says that all the inhabitants worshipped him. On the earth, they worshipped him, except those that did not take the mark. So we know it has to get really bad. You guys, this is a precursor. China released it because we as Americans are not in Bible prophecy. China has released the virus. They want to be the superpower. They are angry at Trump because Trump has pulled, he has charged them with tariff taxes. I mean, like unbelievable. And he's pulling business from China. China is angry. The Chinese government does not care about its own people. We saw videos of them being pulled out of their homes. We saw people disappear during the beginning of this crisis. They are a communist government. They don't even care about their own people. They're only allowed to have one child per person, okay? So we have North Korea, we have China, we have Russia, and we have Iran. And guess what? I'm going to get into the EMP. But listen, Israel is going into its second lockdown. We have a civil war threat coming during the elections right now. This is today. We're talking about today. Antifa. What did Antifa do? Antifa has threatened to go into the farmlands, into the suburbs, and kill and destroy people's their homes and their flock, cows and whatever they have. Antifa has threatened to do that for all you people that are getting out of the cities. They want to go into the suburbs, but guess what? They don't know what rednecks are like. Rednecks have their guns. Rednecks have their weapons. They got their rifles. They're going to take them out. They are not tolerating nonsense. Go ahead. They're not tolerating nonsense. They are going to be shooting y'all Antifa Marxist organizations down. These rednecks, they got probably 5 or 6 rifles. They'll sit in their little boxes where they go hunting. They'll sit there for 12 hours waiting on y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and see what you guys get. Go ahead into the farmland. See what those farmers are going to tolerate. They're not tolerating you coming on their property and killing their livestock. They're going to take all y'all out. Don't you know that? Yeah, they're going to take all y'all out. Go ahead, go after those farmers. Go after those rednecks and those trucks. All American militia rednecks. They will take y'all out because they're not going to tolerate you taking their land or their property, burning up their homes, coming in trying to take what they got. Sorry, I had to turn on the fan. I get worked up. Okay. Next, they want to defund the police. These Marxist organizations want to defund. Yeah, most of y'all are veterans. That's right. They're ready for you. Hillbillies. Chrissy, us hillbillies know how to shoot. Guess what? I'm a hillbilly too, because I know how to shoot too. That's what I am. I'm a glamabilly. Glamma mama, glamabilly. I know how to shoot too. Anyways, there's a threat. There's a listen, whether a Democrat, whether Biden wins or Trump wins, there's going to be war. They're threatening civil unrest right now. Okay? That's what they're doing. They're threatening civil unrest. I think there's going to be unrest no matter who wins. If Trump wins, it's going to be a shorter unrest. If Biden wins, it's probably a longer unrest. I don't know. I just think that we as a nation have to be prepared because we're living in a dangerous time. These are signs of the times, wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes and great earthquakes in various places and nation rising up against nation. Nation is ethnos in Greek. Ethnicity, racism, rising up against racism. Men's hearts, they're getting cold because lawlessness will abound. The hearts of many will grow cold, but those that endure to the end shall be saved. That means you got to guard your love walk. You got to forgive. You got to love your enemies. You have to pray for your enemies. We have no right to hate on our enemies or even, listen, if you're a Republican, we can't hate on the Democrats and the Democrats can't hate on the Republicans. But I'm going to tell you what, if we vote Trump out of office, you can kiss Israel goodbye and the protection over Israel. You can kiss it goodbye. I mean, listen, the Democrats will not protect Israel. They just won't. They are liberal. This is a liberal agenda. I'm going to say it. I'm not afraid. This is a liberal agenda. Okay? They hate Israel. Israel is God's chosen people. They're the apple of his eye. I will bless those that bless you. I will curse those that curse you. This nation, the church will have to go underground. Do you understand? Listen, the elections are coming. And if we don't speak up as leaders, we are in for hell on earth. You can kiss the church goodbye. If you vote for a party that supports homosexuality and its agenda and abortion, you have to answer to God. You are in alignment with their agenda. Yeah. It's not only liberal, it's communist. Yes, Andy. Yes, I agree. We're going to become a communist nation. I mean, there major judgment. I'm surprised that God has not destroyed us already, but major judgment. So, Trump, our president created a sixth branch of the military in office called Space Force. Okay? We have real enemies: Russia, North Korea, China, and Iran. They have the nuclear capabilities to take us out with an EMP. EMP means electromagnetic pulse. This or EMP can be released by a solar flare, okay? Or it can be released by a nuclear bomb above the earth, above the atmosphere of the earth. They have these, okay? China has this, Iran, Russia, North Korea. So, March 29th, 2019, please share this video. Last year, President Trump signed an executive order to prepare for an EMP or electronic magnetic pulse attack on the United States of America. That means an entire grid down situation. So anything that has electronics, anything, so this is how it happens. I'm gonna try to tell you this. Next, before I forget, let me also say this. In June of this year, 18th, 2020, China threatened to punish the U.S. with an EMP. It was all over the news. Just look for it. All over the news. You know, an EMP attack is like a surprise attack. It's like Pearl Harbor. Okay? It's like we were not prepared for Pearl Harbor. It's like 9/11. We were not prepared. It happens just like that. It can happen within milliseconds. You're going to see a solar flare. You're going to see a flash of light in the sky. So this is what an EMP does. I'm trying to see if I have a pen or not. Okay, so this is the Earth right here. Let's say this is the United States right here. An EMP, let's say this is the United States. An EMP is detonated above the United States. I forgot how many hundreds of miles, but it's detonated in the space, in the airspace. And there is an electric magnetic pulse that goes like this, and it radiates all over. It literally will put a grid down situation in the United States. This is all United States. So it will take out the United States, the south part of Canada, and the northern part of Mexico. Oh, excuse me. So our government is aware. And before I forget to tell you, the heads of our military have been in the bunkers, okay, for months now. They said goodbye to everybody, and they're in their bunkers. I've told you guys this on previous videos. Just look it up. The heads of military said goodbye to their families, and they have been in their bunkers since the beginning of this COVID situation. Look it up, you guys. It's on the news. Look it up. on the military news. So this means, and the Gulf right now has got so many warships in there. Russian warships, American warships, Chinese. They're all in the Gulf right now. More than there's ever been before. Look it up. They're saying it's about the energy wars. There's something about to happen. I know we talk about the Ezekiel war in Ezekiel 38. And listen, also in the book of Ezekiel, it talks about a nuclear attack happening where God describes men standing there and their flesh melting on their skin and their eyes melting in their eye sockets while they're living, while they're alive. The Bible describes a real nuclear attack happening in the end times. During the tribulation, the Bible talks about this as well. And I'm going to tell you how to prepare, okay? In 1 second, I want you to share this video. God talks about a third of the human race being gone, dead. A third of the human race being gone. How can that happen? There's plagues, there's pestilences, there's pandemics, all this stuff. There's going to be a nuclear bomb going off somewhere. Okay? Matthew's saying, is Trump evil or a good leader? Listen, Trump is an amazing president. If you think that Biden is a whack job. He is crazy. Like, he is messed up. He's got like dementia or something. But that man is a puppet for the Democrat Party, for the demonic agenda. He is being used by they know how dumb he is. He's just being used by that party, by the sinister demonic in the spirit realm. Because see, we don't hate people. Never. But the demonic realm is ushering in this party, this agenda with the idea to defund police, for socialism. They're going to control the economy. It's going to be like China. It's going to be like Russia. That's what they want. He's just a puppet. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're not far away from the elections. Please share this video. This is a very serious situation. This is not everything's not going back to normal. Never. We are at the end of the end. Jesus is coming. We're at the end of the end. It's going like this. There's the hill and there's the decline. The nations are going to be shaken up because the Antichrist is getting ready to come to power. No, the treaty, somebody just asked me about the treaty with Israel and the UAE. That is not the 7-year peace treaty. That is actually a good treaty to be signed, okay? Because the United Arab Emirates have joined with Israel for their airspace and other things. And because of anti-Semitism, they're going to get angry at the Arab nations that are going to join. I mean, Trump is an incredible president. He is really, you may not like his personality, but he is an incredible president. Never have we had a president that is a greater friend of Israel. He loves Israel. He wants to protect Israel. But there are other things happening. If we don't have a Republican in office, we're done. We're done. If God decides that we're done, we're done. We can't pray away what's about to take place in God's prophetic timeline. Okay? So as a Christian, we have a responsibility to vote. If we don't vote, we allow the evil that's going to come. We have to vote. So let's talk about this. So the EMP detonates. This is the U.S. It detonates. It takes out all the grid of the United States, half of the southern part of Canada, and North Mexico. What does that mean? That means everything that you own, including your telephone, will not work. So if you're driving in your car and it's anything later than in 1982, about 82 when the cars became electrical and electrical components, they will not work. You will be stopped wherever you're at. You're going to have to get out of your car. Your radio's not going to work. Your car's not going to function. Nothing's going to function. United States is not ready. Now, some of the airplanes are ready. Some of vehicles are ready, but majority of them are not ready. My vehicle is ready. You can use, because if you have any electrical vehicles or electronics on your vehicles, your vehicle will be shut down. You'll be stranded. You will, or if you're home, you will not be able to get your vehicle out of your garage. So everything is going to be burned. Your house, all the electrical in your house is going to be burned. Your generator is going to be burned unless you have it protected in a Faraday cage. Your generator, you're not going to be able to use your generator because the entire grid system of your house, electrical system of your house is going to be burnt down. There's not going to be any, your gas, natural gas in your house is not going to be able to work after probably a day or two because the natural gas is being controlled by a power generated grid system. I mean, it's electrical grid system, your gas. I actually looked this up. I studied it. It took me hours to find, and I finally found it. The natural gas you might have left for, you won't be able to keep your house warm, y'all. You won't be able to cook. You won't be able to do anything at all. You will not have power. Your electrical, your lights in your house are going to be gone with an EMP attack. Everything is going to, your cell phones are going down. No communication at all. No electricity, just like the Amish. I don't want you to get scared. U.S. is not in prophecy. Don't get scared. God is preparing us. We might be raptured out before. I believe in the rapture. We might be here through some things. I don't know. Okay? We don't know the timetable right now. But those of you, if you're left behind, you're going to need to know this. If we're raptured out, it doesn't matter. Or if God allows this to happen and the rapture didn't happen yet. Come on, we don't know. We know the seasons. Well, we don't know the day or the hour, but we know the seasons. We're living in the end time seasons. We always have to be prepared like Joseph. Joseph prepared for the 7-year famine during the 7-year harvest. Okay? So, just like the Amish, I don't want you to fear. There'll be no gas, no electricity. Your banks won't work. That will be shut down. Your banking system will be shut down. You will not be able to get cash out because it's all electrical. Your bartering system to get food, grocery stores, they're not going to be able to take your electric card. They won't be able to take anything, your debit card, your credit card, because your machines won't be working. So guess what? There's not going to be any food. All you're going to have left is not cryptocurrency. It's not going to be gold or silver. You're going to have to barter, or maybe you can use, they're not going to want your gold or silver when there's no food. They're going to want food and water to survive. People. These are real scenarios. We've been talking about it for years. But President Trump has signed an executive order, like I said, last year, March 26, 2019. Most of our infrastructures will fail. They are not prepared for it. So, we cannot depend on the government. You have to prepare yourself. You have to be ready. You have to pray and ask God for wisdom. Always be prepared for the worst. Do you know that majority of people, the human race on this earth, are not prepared for an emergency with not enough food or water? Do you know majority of people, if something happened, would not... Do you know over 95% of the population here in the United States would be dead in 1 year or less? Listen, Matthew says, you think these riots are bad, just wait. I agree. It's going to get really bad. It's going to get really bad, you guys. But God, I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor their food begging for bread, but don't be dumb. Be wise, like Joseph. Joseph could have said, well, I have faith. God will provide without... God... They prepared for 7 years. Come on, y'all. If you're poor and you can't prepare, use your last $10 and get some food and water. Come on, you got to prepare for 3 to 6 months. You got to get something, because let me tell you, when this lockdown happens and the elections happen, and our nation is at a weakened state, do you think that our enemies are not going to lick their chops and get us at a weakened state, or try? That's all they have to do. They don't have to hit us with a bomb. They could just take out our grid. You understand? Listen, the military is aware of this. President Trump is aware of this. They're preparing. So, this is what y'all got to do. Ready? There's not going to be any food or water. Get yourself food and water. This is my Faraday cage. Right here. This is my Faraday cage. Okay? You can get these bags, Mylar bags. You can get them online on eBay. That's the cheapest place to get them. So, this is what you do. You take your Faraday bag and you wrap things up in foil. So, I don't know what I have right here, but let me see. I'm going to unfoil this, because you need to wrap it up at least 2 or 3 times, some electronics. I don't know what's in here. We're going to unwrap it. Let's see what I got. So I've got computer wrapped. I got it. Okay, let's see. I'm opening this up. This is foil. A microwave. I put my radio, my emergency radio, in the microwave, and they said a microwave is a Faraday cage. It does not work. I put the radio in there and I put it on, and I could hear the music rocking in my microwave. It doesn't work that. Faraday cage is spelled Faraday. Faraday cage. So that would be a Mylar, probably a Mylar bag. But the Mylar bags really aren't that great, because I tested my radio in the Mylar bag. I could still hear it. So when I wrapped it in foil, the foil will protect it in the Faraday cage, which is a Mylar bag. Oh, guess what? I got a phone in there. I got an extra phone. So this is what's in my Faraday cage, an extra phone. That's my candle in the window. But so I got an extra phone in there, and I've got all the attachments to the extra phone. So I've got an extra phone for communication. You could also put walkie-talkies in there with family members or one of your best friends. Walkie-talkie, you got to wrap it up. This one goes 50 miles. You can get these at Walmart right now. You won't be able to long. So you can have walkie-talkies. You can have a cell phone. Also, I took my laptop. One laptop is in there. Also, an iPad is in there. It's all wrapped up in these, and you just wrap them around with foil. Put multiple pieces of foil on these so you can have communication. Come on, y'all. Keep wrapping them up with foil. And this is going to protect you from the electromagnetic pulse. This is not going to burn out the electronics. Take these things and I don't know what's in here, but I think it's the connector, the charger. You're going to have a charger. And also what I have, you guys are going to like this. I think it's in here. I don't know what's in here. It looks like a sandwich. Also what I have is the solar power in my Faraday cage. So the solar power, you can get the size of a cell phone, and it folds out, and you can actually wrap the solar power. You can get it on Amazon. It's a solar power charger. So you can wrap up the solar power charger in the foil and put it along with your phone, and put all the connections in the foil as well, and put it in your Faraday cage or your Mylar bag. And that will protect the electronics from getting burned during an electromagnetic pulse. Right? So these are really important, because without these, listen, it's going to be no television, no cell phones, no radio, no internet, no cars, no electricity, no gas. In the dead of winter, your power could go out. There could be pockets. Listen, we don't know. We're living in a dangerous time right now. Okay, Sherry says, how did you prepare your car? Okay, So there's a couple of ways to prepare your car. One of them is actually getting, there are covers, like blankets that you can get. They're called Faraday Cage blankets, and it will protect you, but you got to ground them. It's really a little difficult because you got to make sure it's grounded. But what I did is I got, and I don't promote this company at all, but it's called Emp Shield, and it's empshield.com. I had it put in by a neighbor of mine that is actually an electrician at Ford Motor Company. So he did it for me. Took him a couple of hours, but he connected it to my battery, because once a surge hits, and you can get one for your house as well, for like a lightning strike. So it's an EMP shield, because when you have a surge like that, it will burn out everything in your house. And you've heard of stories like that. So there's an EMP shield for your home, which can go right directly to your fuse box, and somebody has to do that for you, or you can find one and put it in your vehicle, and it's connected to the battery, because there's going to be a surge to all your electronics. It's attached to your battery. So if I had my vehicle open right now, I would show you. Yes, Sherry, you got it, empshield.com. So if I had my engine open, I would show you. So it's attached to it. If for some crazy reason it doesn't work, but it's been tested in those labs where they test the EMP pulses. So I want you to get things wrapped up. I want you to wrap them in foil. Any extra phone, laptops, anything that you have, electronics that you think that you know that's got electrical parts in there, wrap them up and put it in the Faraday cage. Okay? I got my big laptop computer and my iPad in here too. So put them in the Faraday cage. Make sure the Faraday cage is sealed. If it's not sealed, you have to get special tape to seal it. So make sure it's totally sealed up. Listen, y'all. It's wisdom to prepare. The wise see evil and they hide themselves. The simple keep going and they're punished for it. So this is the video I wanted to do, because this is a real attack. China has already threatened it. Russia just recently, I think it was a few days ago or last week or sometime, just recently released a satellite up into space to counter other satellites. They're saying it's just a test. Things aren't just a test. They want to take, the enemy wants to take out everything. Listen, America is no longer the superpower during the tribulation. We are living, some of you guys are overseas listening, but listen, America, the United States of America, is not in biblical prophecy. We are not the superpower anymore. The superpower is going to be in Europe. They're raising, listen, the Bible talks about the 10-nation Europe, the 7 kings and the 10 horns. And the Bible talks about in Daniel and in Revelation how a little horn, the Antichrist, is going to rise out of them. And he's going to sign a peace treaty, a 7-year peace treaty with Israel. That's going to happen after the rapture of the church. That's when the tribulation starts. See, the rapture could happen any time before then, and it will. I believe I'm a pre-trib rapture. The time, the prophetic clock is ticking. I don't want you guys to be afraid. Listen, we can be afraid because it is kind of overwhelming, but please prepare. Please do yourself a favor. Do you want your family or your children to starve? Listen, if you have no one to take care of you, you prepare by yourself. God has given you the means to get ready. No matter what, an EMP attack, we're not going to be warned. Just like Pearl Harbor, were we warned? Were we warned about 9/11? No. But if the president signs an executive order to get the government prepared, and our grid system is so old and so unprepared, do you know it's going to take up to 2 years to try to get even a grid system up, if even possible at that point? No food, no water, no power, no gas, no electricity, no nothing. Matthew said another attack is inevitable. It is inevitable. It's going to happen. Listen, prophetically, it's going to be a time. It's going to be the abomination of desolation. It's going to be, listen, the first 3.5 years are going to be peaceful because that Antichrist is coming to solve the world's problems. This world has to be in pretty bad shape for them to worship a man like that. He's going to come in the place of Christ. That's what Antichrist means, in the place of Christ. He's going to come pretending that he's the savior of the world. Okay? And they want to take us out. We're the ones that get involved every time there is a war or a threat of war overseas. But our superpower is going to be stripped from us prophetically. You know what that means? That means that we have to be ready if God allows us to stay here for something. Because, listen, God allowed the children of Israel, or God allowed 6 million Jews to be killed. Some people have even gotten to a place where they don't even believe that even happened. There's a false teaching out there that teaches that the Jews aren't really Israeli Jews and that the Holocaust never happened. That is such a demonic teaching. Okay? Don't fall for that garbage. We're in the end times. You're seducing spirits and doctrines of demons. Stop listening to this stuff. I'm begging you guys to be prepared for what's coming. The nation is going to be shaken. When that deferment, that people don't have to pay their loans anymore, or their mortgages. Sorry. I'm going to turn my sound off. When that comes where people don't have to pay for anything like at the end of the loan the mortgage deferment, there's going to be a housing market crash. I believe it. I talked to one of my closest girlfriends. She doesn't believe it. I believe it. Sorry, girl, but I believe it. I believe that there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. And this is a matter of months. Listen, they don't even have a stimulus package ready. There's a lot of people. They're angry people out there at the government right now. They're angry. This is prophetic what's happening. They're not getting the unemployment stimulus. They're not getting stimulus package. They don't have any money because of the virus. Everything's shut down. People have a 25% capacity in restaurants. How are restaurants going to survive? How? How are they going to survive? How are these businesses going to survive? People are not going back to work. How? I can talk more and more, but this is mainly what I wanted to talk to you about. This is an update today. Listen, we can't put our trust in man. We have to put our trust in God. We have to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit. We can't listen to people. We have to listen to God. Jesus said, "My sheep know me, and they hear my voice, and a stranger's voice they will not follow." You have to stop following strangers' voices. God prepares and gives us wisdom on what to do. It is important to be wise in the times that we live in. It's important to be prepared. It's important not to put our trust in the government, okay? To look to man to be our source, because God will bring your idols down. God will bring all idols down. Whether it's buildings, whether it's politicians, whoever it is, God will bring them down. And he's going to humble us, and he's already humbling us. And this coronavirus, I mean, it's coming back again in full force. It's going to hit the hospital. It's going to hit our nation again. And just like it is with Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu is a brilliant man. And he has mandated, along with the team, to shut down the nation of Israel again for their second lockdown. It is coming here to the United States again soon. North Korea, they ordered the military to kill all the dogs. They have no food. To kill dogs and eat them. To kill the animals. Come on, y'all. Time to open your eyes. Arise from the dead, you who sleep. Listen, this is coming. This is a shaking of the nations. This is going to be an economic meltdown. Let's wake up and prepare. And trust God. Listen to everything he says every step of the way. Don't bury your head in the sand. Don't trust what people are saying. Trust God, what God is saying in His Word. Read His Word. Okay, I love you, and I will talk to you guys shortly. And I pray that everybody heard me in love. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, that you really heard me in love, that God is watching us, and He wants us to get ready, and He wants us to choose the right way, not because of culture, not because we learned something, but it's because we need to get ready, and we need to vote. We need to vote a candidate that does not support abortion or same-sex marriage, which is the Republican Party. Forget the man, choose the party, okay? You may not like Trump, but choose him, because we have to protect our country. If God even allows us another 4 years, but I believe no matter what happens, it's going to be a shaking like we've never seen before. I don't even believe that our president will be able to handle what's coming. I believe this country is going to be in an uproar and defiant against all authority. So God bless you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And if the Lord tarries, I'll talk to you shortly. If not, I will see you in heaven. When the trumpet blows, I'll see you up there. God bless. I love you too, Matthew and Sherry, and all you guys that are on here. Please share this video.